Hello, everybody. My name is Riley, and I'm going to be talking about my overall growth and personal experience through this public speaking COMMs 203 class with Professor Dubrini and Sarah. So, first of all, this entire public speaking thing was super new to me, and I've never really practiced public speaking before. So, obviously, my first couple of speeches were pretty shaky. But looking back from the start of the semester and then till now, I could see that I've grown exponentially when compared to the start of the semester. I honestly think I had to have those shaky speeches to become a better public speaker. You can't succeed without failure, in my opinion. So looking back at those first couple speeches, the lessons I learned through them helped me become a better speaker for my upcoming speeches. Peer evaluations, self-evaluations, and Sarah's comments were all tools that I used to become a better and more comfortable public speaker. Some of the problems I was having trouble with in those first couple of speeches were maintaining eye contact with the audience, projecting my voice, and honestly, really building a connection with the audience. And I feel like that is one of the most important aspects to grasp a hold of as a public speaker. Because if you don't build that connection with the audience, then how do you expect them to get on board with whatever you're trying to talk about? Um, Professor Dubrini and Sarah gave a lot of helpful tips throughout the semester through their lecture slides. And some of the things I immediately think of are the use of logos, pathos, and ethos, and the use of Monroe's motivated sequence. Those two things are what I really embodied when preparing for speech number three. And they are things that I'm going to use for further public speaking endeavors. So I feel like the use of logos, pathos, and ethos was really vital when making a persuasive speech like we did in speech three. The use of emotion and logical reasonings are both two of the top heavy hitters that you need to try to succeed in when preparing for a persuasive speech. Without emotion, the audience doesn't see where you're coming from when you're talking about that subject. I feel like a use of emotion really builds a connection with the audience to get on board with what you're trying to talk about, along with logical reasoning, of course, because how is the audience supposed to just get on board with somebody if they don't have any research or proof or good facts to talk about when talking about their subject? Talk about Monroe's motivated sequence. There are a lot of things that I learned from those 5 points, from the attention, the need, the satisfaction, the visualization, and the call to action. And those are all things that I'm really going to try to use in my upcoming speech four, and are things that I tried to emulate when preparing for speech three. Because the one that stands out to me immediately is the visualization and the call to action. Because whatever you're trying to talk about, you need your audience to visualize what the solution you are trying to talk about is and how they could get on board with that. And finally, to me, the call to action, excuse me, is your final hoorah and your final last words spoken that the audience really sits and resonates with. And in my opinion, is the selling point of your speech. To say it was a great semester is an understatement. I became a much better public speaker, and it's something that I really want to use as my career goes on. Hopefully, in the sports management business, that's off topic, but it is something that I'm really going to hold to heart and something that I'm going to practice in my everyday life for years and years to come. And I cannot thank Professor Dubrini and Sarah enough. Thank you guys.